Hello everyone, my name is Nathan, and today it's time for the third episode of City Skylines, Road to a Million. In between the episodes, as you can see, I've done a little more decorative parts, especially with the highway. I went with the sound barrier one, and of course we also added a bunch of trees in the center. Now, in today's episode, of course, I would like to expand, but before we do that, we need to know where this highway is going. Now, at the moment, we have two highways parallel to each other, and of course, that is quite a bit of nonsense. So I thought what we could do is we are branching off into this direction. We still go up, take a little curve, and go right here, where we have access to the train line. I also would like to implement a bunch of mass transit today, especially the metro and bus lines are going to be important in today's episode. So without any further ado, let's get this started. I'm just going to slowly let this accumulate here. It looks as though we are still getting tons more people at the moment. So highway, let's see, we want to go straight right here, probably up to this point. That looks reasonable. Then of course I also want to go back as straight as possible, and right here we want to take the curve. Now what you can do is simply do a normal curve as you're used to with building roundabouts, and for the road that needs to take a larger curve you are going 1.5 cells. So as soon as the line pops up you are right, and then if you go like this, actually like this of course, then you should maintain the distance between the two. Now let's do yet another curve, something like that, and now we can simply go straight up with the highway and we will see how we do the connection with the trains and everything. Perfect. Now all we have to do is build a intersection that also leads over here to the street. So I guess I'm gonna start right here. This is the right lane and this will be the one that's going back. Perfect. So this is where we want to connect, and I guess we can simply do this with a connection like this. Let me actually do this a little more professionally. Something like that. Yes, of course, swap around. Yeah, that looks pretty smooth. Then this one here would of course go right into there. Let me actually see. We have a one-way highway with sound barriers. That's exactly what I want. Now we are gonna go up just to see how that looks. So if we go up right here, then we could simply take a curve, something like that, go over to here and then join with the street down there. Let's see, we come to approximately here, we go over there. I'm not sure I'm really fond of that solution. And then I guess we simply could do something like that and then possibly connect to the street here. Yes, okay. I mean, it's not the ugliest thing I've ever built, right? But let's swap it around still and see how it would look underground. Yeah, actually, you're capable of doing something really smooth looking at this. And we simply connect like that. I mean, that's worth thinking about. It does look pretty clean. Well, let's see if we can achieve the same thing for the other side. Of course, that might be a slight issue. We might have to go above ground for this one. There we go. How about that? I think that looks pretty smooth. I'm not too happy with this transition though. But once it's decorated, this is definitely better. I still want to try to take it above ground. I'm sorry, guys. But we want to make sure that we have an aesthetically pleasing intersection here. Something like that will actually look pretty darn awesome, I have to say. Good. It's time to kill this highway right here and hook it up with our own. As for this area, we are gonna hook this up very simplistically at the moment. It doesn't matter to me too much how this area looks until we unlocked the upper tile. So we did unlock a whole bunch of mass transit in the previous episode. What I would like to install is a couple of metro stations. Now the metro stations are something I want the people to take from one district to the next. And the buses would be within the districts themselves. So thinking about this, we could have a metro station up here somewhere. Let's see, I can even have one here without destroying anything. Though it is a little bit loud, but what you gonna do? 15,000, yeah, let's place one right here. And I'm gonna place another one in the old town. Now let me think, I probably want to destroy a bunch of residential and not commercial at the moment. So I'm gonna place this guy right here, destroying one house. So now we have two metro stations. From the upper part here, this is all connected, and then the lower part, this is all connected. Except, of course, the forestry at the moment, we haven't connected that. So maybe we set up a third station here. Let me see. We're gonna do this on this avenue, probably like so. Intriguing. Okay, let's construct a metro tunnel that goes from the old town to over here. So we probably want to do this, you know, as smoothly as possible, so it is more or less realistic. And then we want to drag a tunnel that goes to the Evergreen Park. So we want to take a slight curve that goes right here. And we go beneath the Evergreen Park district, let me see, and hook up to this line. That means I can take the Metro Line tool and we're gonna create a new line right here. This new line goes all the way to the old town and then it goes straight back right there. Nice. Okay, so now we have a metro going back and forth here. What we want to do is create a new line right here, go all the way up to Evergreen Park and go down all the way to the old town again. So now we have two lines and I guess, let me actually see, traffic right there. Can I make a different color? Oh, look at that. The metro is already going for it. Ah, line color right there. So this is going to be blue, for instance. It doesn't really matter. Just so we can distinguish the different lines. I mean, look at that. We have people going down actually already. Quite a bit. Oh, with the bicycles. Did you see that? Maybe we should add more bicycle lines. Passengers serviced last week 15. Okay, so they are slowly but surely using that. That means we're gonna go ahead and add bus lines. Alright, so here we have a bus depot and I think I actually want to place that right next to our metro station. Now this is gonna send out buses to serve the lines we have. That means we should be ready to add bus lines. Now bus lines, they pretty much need to go from A to B and then to A again, serving people on both sides of the roads or both directions. Let's add our first line. Thinking about, we actually want a train station right here. So people would be coming in from the train station. They would take a bus to possibly right here. So this bus route could actually go from the train station all the way around here, stopping a couple of times and then go back. That means, of course, we first have to do the train station, right? And we simply do a loop such as this. So thinking about this, we actually might want our bus depot over there. So let's move that. We're gonna move it right here. This is gonna be perfect. And then we want the train station. We have a normal train station right here. And I think that is gonna be, you know, enough for the time being. We might add a couple more lines in the future. And this we obviously have to hook up to this track. And then can we see another track? The other track would be down there. Good. Now that we have that, we can add a couple of bus stops. So I guess the first one is gonna be directly at the train station. So we are gonna come around here, first stop, then the second stop is gonna be right there, I guess. And now I would say we are stopping every intersection or so. We're gonna add one bus stop right there, and we're gonna add one right here. And then as of this point, we're actually gonna turn around. Well, I guess for the time being that's fine, but I might want to change something about that in the future. Anyways, let's add more bus stops on the way back, just where we have the previous ones. And then we want to go all the way back to the station right there. Good, so this is going to be our main line, and then as of this point we want to create new lines nearby here that are going into the different districts. So what we could do right here is create a new line. People that get off right here can hop on right here in case they need to go somewhere. There we go. We're coming back with this line. We might have to add multiple stops here. Now, covering everything I don't think is really necessary. I mean, if people get off right here, they can probably walk through here, though they might need a pathway. That is another thing we need to consider. Okay, there we go. I added about 3 or 4 lines and I'm covering more or less everything here in the North District. We still have to do the Forestry Industry. And of course, I'm still gonna have to do the lower part, so let me quickly do that. Okay, this is a little bit more of a complex system, but I guess it's going to work. I actually want to see this in action now. So let's hit the play button and let me see. The bus depot should be sending out buses non-stop right now. Ah, there we go. Amazing. They're passing Adam Street into Vermin Street. It's actually pretty cool. They have names for all of the streets now. Oh, traffic lights. We need to get rid of them. There we go. We have a bunch of people waiting here. Let me see. We should be seeing their color. Yeah, they're waiting for the blue line, which of course everything is blue right now. So maybe we switch that up. This line color could be a pink one. And so we just change all of the colors, I guess. So now, if I'm not mistaken, also the buses should have the same colors. Yeah, look at that. This one here is the orange line and this one is the black line. Oh, I love that. We have quite a few blue buses here, I have to say. Yeah, maybe we are exaggerating on the blue just a tiny little bit, causing traffic jams and all. Another thing we totally forgot is power. That is an issue. Let's see, we could grab the power from here. Yeah, we simply do something like that. All good and fine. Yeah, don't send out too many blue buses, guys. That would be great. Non-existing people. Of course, at the moment we don't have any people here. We need to connect this with the train line. So I guess what we could be doing here is a little branching off situation. I'm gonna make this beautiful as we need it, but for the time being, I just need the freaking connection. Something like that, working out for me, and now we just want to go all the way down. Let me see, do we want to do this as straight as possible? Probably not too organically, I have to say, at least for the time being. Let's make a nice little bridge above here. Let me see, we can do that. Yeah, we don't even need a pillar in the center. And all we have to do is connect up with this guy. Come on, let me do that. That means we should now soon have people coming in from here. All we have to do is kind of loop this around, I guess. So we're just gonna go ahead and do something like that until we have, you know, a better solution to other train lines. Good. Okay, unpause the game once again and shall see what happens. At the moment, these buses stop for nothing. Already 233 or 277 per week, actually, and only 4 tourists. Look at that. People are going in and coming out of the metro station to go to work in the forestry area. Just what I wanted to see. Good, with that out of the way, we have a pretty darn high demand for industries, and I thought it's time to start the ore industry. However, another thing I wanted to do is add a couple of offices in this area. So we don't have too much traffic here, if I'm not mistaken. Well, we do have some heavy traffic here, but we could add another way to access this. Let me see, how can we do that? Something like that? Yeah, that is pretty good. We should be able to move this building slightly over. And now we just connect this up. That's fine. Should we also connect this one up? No, I think I want to fill this up with some parks and pathways, maybe. I mean, this is the university after all, right? No, it's just a high school. Well, still, I want to get some offices in the joint, and right here I thought could be a good spot. We're also gonna fill this one up right here. However, I want to drag my road. And of course, we shall not forget the water. How are we doing with services even? Yeah, slowly but surely they are deteriorating. But there we go. We now have offices which actually also fulfill the industrial demand. So that's why the demand for industrial is going down just a tiny little bit. They can also upgrade the buildings here, so more and more people can start working. They're actually already upgrading like crazy because we have all of the parks and all of these services. Of course, we have also, you know, bus lines. Well, actually, we do not have any bus lines up here. Totally forgot about this area. We should probably add bus lines here. Let me quickly do that. I'm gonna be right back. And there we go. As we can see, I have now covered most of the parts we already have in this district. So we should be seeing even more people using mass transit. We're already at 750 per week, which isn't too bad. I mean, it's increasing. Let me actually do a final check. We probably need some more healthcare around here. So I guess, yeah, that could be a good idea. Let's add another medical clinic somewhere. I want this to be right here on the edge. Yeah, let's do it here. Also, fire stations. Didn't we have a fire station here? So why is this so badly covered? Maybe it's worth hooking this one up just for the fire station, to be honest with you. We need to be able to fill up all of the jobs. I mean, people will take jobs they don't really want. For instance, right here, we can see we have 7 highly educated workers working in this factory, 0 uneducated workers. You have to keep a bunch of people stupid. Oh, we just saw a train arrive, and it didn't take my roundabout here. It could just drive backwards again. Look at that. Oh my gosh, this is actually brilliant. This is really good. Where are all my buses? Do we have to increase the budget maybe? This is insanity. Let's actually follow one of these buses. Can I do that? Let me follow you. I want to see what is happening. 30 passengers. Where do you want to go, guys? There's another bus station. And yeah, look at that. Bunch of people getting off. 11 passengers. Oh man, this is amazing. I love that they have a system like this. More trains are incoming. They're actually coming on a regular basis. Let's see how many people are coming in this time. Where are you guys? There they coming. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So that has actually been pretty good. Already 1,186 per week and 68 tourists. So I guess now it's time to go all the way to 16,000 people for the next milestone. But before we do that, let me finish my office area here. I want these to also be offices, even though they don't have a lot of space. But what you gonna do? Now, this area of the town is a little bit boring to me, I have to say. Also, right here, I wanted to make something like a park. Now, let me speed this up again. This looks like traffic is slowly but surely accumulating to a point I don't really want them to. One more thing we definitely need is a little bit more shopping. So that is exactly what I'm going to provide right here. It's going to be a little quirky shopping area. And we probably want to make this still high density. Wow, office buildings are already upgraded to the max, and we can see this is where we need the highly educated. So maybe building offices right here doesn't make too much sense, because looking at my education, the least educated people, oh, actually a lot of educated people have moved in here. Only 9% is uneducated. Well guys, it's your own freaking fault. You don't have to take the jobs I provide, but you're still gonna do it. Oh man, look at all my buses. This is insanity. Look at all the people that are waiting. These are waiting for the purple lines, the black lines. Yeah, everything is kind of coming together here. Ah, I love this. 1,490 per week, and it is just raising and raising. Definitely worth it, I would say, to cut down the traffic. Buses in use 15.9. Maybe we even need more buses. Who the heck knows? We could afford it. Where is the freaking budget even? Right there. Economy. Taxes, budget. We would want to go up with the buses here. 1,400 per week. Yeah, let's go to 150. Oh, I don't... Ah, okay. So this is during the night and during the day. Okay, so during the day we put up the budget to 150 and during the night to, let's say, 70%. Let's go with 130 and 70. Yeah, 91 buses in use right now. Holy Moses, maybe that is not necessary. While I'm waiting, I'm actually gonna plan out my industry area. I want this to be particularly nice. Like industry on one side and maybe a little bit of shopping here, and then there's gonna be another living area. Nicely placed next to the poop that is flowing down the river. We probably want to combine this with a train station. I want a cargo station and a normal train station. And of course this area is all oil, or actually ore, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe we check on that. Yeah, this ore. The blue one is ore. Let's begin with the road that leads straight through. So let's imagine this is gonna be the center of my industry. Let's maybe see what we have available even. I mean, this isn't too large of an oil patch. Maybe we can simply do it organically the way we've done it before. I'll move over here and we take a street parallel to the rails. I mean, this is a pretty large area, right? This would be the biggest industry we currently have. Now, we have quite a few problems here. The cemetery seems to be full. I mean, does that even empty at some point? Maybe we have to add a crematorium. Do we even have that? No. We need the milestone first. Yeah, and we have a lot of dead people to pick up, I have to say. So maybe we place another cemetery for the time being. Actually, maybe we could have one here. I wouldn't mind one right there, to be honest with you. It does mean, though, I have to place a bunch more trees to kind of offset this error here. We need this next milestone, guys. After that, we're golden. Okay, there we go. I actually decided to go for a more organic pattern. I wanted to do this, you know, in a massive industry style. But I think the way I set it up, we shouldn't run into too many issues traffic-wise. Otherwise, I'm just gonna redesign it. At the moment, the money is no problem anymore. But I have to say, I just do appreciate the organic look. At least in real life, I prefer it much more when the roads are built after the houses. So the houses don't necessarily match the roads, but vice versa. On the other side, I do like symmetry as well, and there are gonna be a bunch of unrealistic or unnatural designs in this city as well. Now with this one, we don't really have an avenue, so maybe we actually upgrade one. The road that leads all the way around could be the avenue. Why the heck not? Actually, we have the wrong one. I want that one here. 4-lane roads. Should be good. Now there are a lot of intersections, some of which I still want to take away. Since this is going to be the avenue, I only want intersections occasionally right there. So that means, for instance, we have one intersection here, which is fine, so we're gonna delete this one. We have an intersection here and one here, that's fine. We have a lot right there. Let's get rid of this one. We get rid of this one and this one as well. Now, we went all the way down to 14,379 people. That is quite unfortunate. We did lose a whole bunch of people, but that is fine because now we can add more residential, I guess. And that is exactly what I'm gonna do. Let me see how we can do this in an intelligent way. Something like... no, that doesn't look good. Let me take the curve here as well, and then we're gonna hook this up. Just like that. This is gonna be some more residential here. And hopefully this is gonna get us to the 16,000 we need. Well, these guys are upgrading for sure, but they could use another park. Let me give you something nice. Let me give you a plaza with trees. I want to place that right there. Yeah, come on. Ah, that's exactly what I wanted to see. I think I'm gonna make one more exit right here, to be honest with you. So the same stuff we have going on right here. Whew, okay, finally, I did it. This was a lot more finicky than I care to admit. And we can also see that it didn't quite turn out the way I would have liked that. Why are you doing this to me? Well, anyways, I guess let's just get this upgraded. Space already occupied. Screw you! Holy cow, I will probably end up redesigning this in a calmer time. For now, all we want to do is establish this connection, I guess. Let's do that. I'm gonna improve on that in between the episodes. Of course, we're also gonna do that. Great! Let me actually do this the other way around, so we can have a straight line first, and so I know where to connect exactly. Now, what about the people? We are losing people. I just don't believe it. Where are you all going? Let me observe this for a little bit. I need to know what's going on. So I see what we could do is actually upgrade the services a little bit, because we have buildings that are almost at the highest level, but not really. And of course they can house more people. What about stuff like a community pool or a yoga garden? I mean, they are pretty expensive, I have to say, but at the moment we have a pretty good budget too. I think I want to go with the yoga garden. We're gonna plant that somewhere here. We're gonna risk losing a bunch of people. Maybe we just take this big house apart here. Yeah, let's freaking do it. A yoga garden goes right there. Perfect. Makes people happy, and they might be upgrading their final time here. Time will tell. Yeah, there we go. Finally, some of them are upgrading to level 5 already, which is great. So 6 households in one building, even though it is low residential. Are people actually... look at that! They're actually having a yoga class. I don't believe it. I just love how every citizen has something to do. And they are not just, you know, randomly deciding where to live and where to work every day differently. However, slowly but surely, we have to reach the next milestone. For the time being, I'm gonna build yet another cemetery. And we're gonna do that right here. Because this one here can just not keep up. Yeah, I'm gonna do something like that. Let me see, only destroy 3 buildings. So that's pretty good. And then we can actually drag a pathway, probably. Yeah, that is really unfortunate, but I do want to test this out. So we're gonna destroy a couple more buildings, and there we go. Now we have a pathway, and I wonder... yeah, look at that. Immediately, 2 people actually already used it. Cars cannot go through here, but people can. Yeah, I hear all of the upgrade sounds, so check this out. Finally, we're getting all of these buildings to their maximum potential. We can also see right here, we have a whole bunch of buildings not quite fully upgraded. So 1 more park right here should do the trick. I'm actually going to give them another playground here. I think these are schools, right? So a basketball court would be great right there. Et voila, a bunch of buildings just upgraded here. That is good to know. This is also going to the last stage, and of course that is gonna give us more people. Hopefully all we need in order to get the next milestone. Let's maybe already think about the district here. I probably do want a little bit of shopping, but I assume it can be in the same area as the ore district. Let's see, industrial specialization, we want to go for the ore industry. This gives a lot of ground pollution and electricity consumption, increases my tax income and required natural resources ore. Let's actually already begin with this a little bit. We do have desperate need for industrial areas, so we need to drag the power over there somehow. Let me see, can we reach it? Maybe right there. Perfect, okay. And water, of course. Good, okay, so this is another industry that cannot really be upgraded. I think the normal industry can be upgraded. However, we do need more educated workers here, which is good. We have plenty of them. We also immediately require some shopping. Now, I guess I want to mix in the shopping every now and then, so people can, you know, take their lunch breaks, etc. And then maybe some residential right here as well for the uneducated part. Let's do some low density shopping right here for the time being. So of course right now we do have a worker shortage, but I thought if we built another train station maybe right here, this would be a great access to the general area. I mostly want people from this district to go ahead and work over there, but at the moment, as you can see, we have plenty of unemployment. We're missing tons and tons of workers. Yeah, you know what? Let's maybe do a temporary train station over here, so we can already do that. Train station and then maybe a cargo station until we understand where exactly we want to have these things. We're going right here and then moving all the way up to this point and going back into the street. What we could do though is something like that and have the cargo station right here. I mean, this does make slight sense, doesn't it? That means the train would be coming in from here, something like that. It would be going out to right there. And then we need to make a little intersection that goes up right here and comes back down to the line. So actually with normal streets you can cross the tracks, which is pretty cool. Don't even have to build an over or underpass. Good, so now we will have the possibility for people to come from this train station all the way to over here. And of course they can take the bus in order to get there. Alright, there we go. The cargo is actually more or less working. They're bringing the cargo from the industry right here, and then the cargo train is on its way. And I guess that's how we make a little bit of money. Check this out. So many people want to take the buses. Ah, finally, we have reached the big city status. Water treatment plant, crematorium, that's what I was looking for. That means these guys are probably obsolete, so let's go ahead and destroy these. And we want to place the water treatment plants, which of course are much better. Let's place one here. Sewage treatment is good. Water availability, maybe let's also add one more pumping station. Can we also purchase another tile? Yes, indeed. 9,500, easy. And we can purchase this one as well for 11,000. Great, so that is gonna allow me to redesign the entire highway here. Also, this here seems to have calmed down. Everyone has found their place, a job, etc. Let's fill up some more of that. All right, it is actually a day later right now, and during the night I fancied working on the city a little bit. What I did actually is delete all of the bus lines and everything we had because I wanted to revamp it and do it much better. So the system we have now makes much more sense. What I have is my subway station right here, and all of my bus lines are actually crossing this line in some way or the other. You can see we have a blue line, we have a yellow line, the purple, the red one, the turquoise one, etc, etc. What is happening is we have a bus lane that is going from the train station to my subway, and then everything is distributing itself from this area. The same thing we have up here actually, where I have my second subway in the Evergreen Park. All of my bus lanes come across here in some way or the other. You cannot see it right now, but the yellow, the turquoise, and what do we have? The purple one here are overlapping. Most of the area I have covered this way. I even installed another subway right here in the ore industry and started making a couple of lines here as well. One more thing we didn't have before is the lines for the forestry industry. Right here, of course, we have the subway. Then people can walk over here, take the bus in case they need to go somewhere around here. So this system actually works much better. If we observe this for a little bit, we can see tons of people are actually right here waiting for the buses. Now, if we take a look at this more closely, we can also see for which kinds of people we don't have enough vehicles. If we check the lines overview right here, you can see I also gave each line a name, so I know where they are going, or at least in which district they are. And we can even have a closer look, for instance, the old town out right here. If we have a closer look at that, we can see how many buses we currently have on the line and how many people are waiting. So if we scroll through this, we can see 80 people are waiting right here, and we can only fit 4 more in this bus, for instance. Though it could be that people are getting off here, but we can have a look at that. Look at that. So many red people at the moment right here. And we cannot serve everyone. So what you can do is actually raise the budget. For instance, we now have 8 of 8 vehicles at the moment. I already raised it a little bit. And we can let's go to 10 vehicles. Why the heck not? Because we need a way to serve these people right here. They cannot wait forever. So you have a lot of micromanagement available to you, I have to say. This is kind of insane. Another thing that I did is I adjusted the lines right here. People were actually getting into each other's way. So this car that wanted to go here was actually preventing these guys from crossing. So what I did is I dedicated the left lane to these guys and the right lane to the ones that are coming from the city. And this way they smoothly go into the street in a parallel manner. It's actually pretty good. I love Traffic Manager. But yeah guys, this has essentially been it. It took me quite a while to do these adjustments. I'm probably gonna end up rebuilding the train station. I want to make something more fabulous out of it, but other than that, I'm pretty happy. So with that out of the way, I would say we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you soon. Bye bye.